Hey, welcome back to the bonus round here on GT. We are here in the South Hall of E3 2014. I'm Jeff Keeley with Victor Lucas, Stephen Totillo, and Patrick Klepek. We have been going through our thoughts and analysis of the big three at E3, but now we're going to turn to all the games across all platforms, the games that stood out, the things that we think are going to really change the industry moving forward. Klepek, let's start with you. Best to show, it's the final day of E3 here. What really stood out to you?
For me, it was Bloodborne. Again, as a Souls guy, waiting a long time to see that stuff. I actually thought the fact that it leaked made it kind of all the more fun. Sony didn't acknowledge it, but it felt really fun in the way that, E3's gotten different. E3's kind of weird, but I like getting excited with everyone. Like, it pulls me away from the edge of cynicism is to get excited about a game like Bloodborne, and getting to be able to see it, like, it's exactly what I was looking for. Like, I just can't wait to play it.
All right, wow. Steven?
I think Far Cry looked really good, especially everybody saw, if you watched the PlayStation press conference, some of the wingsuit stuff, the elephants rampaging around.
Elephants rule.
They've been building on a very good foundation. Each of the subsequent Far Cry games has taken a little bit of a turn from the previous one, but that's a franchise I believe in now, and I don't know automatically what I'm going to get with each one, but I think the setting is distinct. The characters are unusual. The main bad guy wants to be your friend, which is like
and played by Troy Baker, who is the new Nolan North.
Yes, he is. He's in everything.
That's amazing.
But yeah, that game really jumped out to me and is impressive.
All right. Victor?
Awesome. Well, I think the emotional choice that speaks to Patrick's comments about cynicism is No Man's Sky, which I first learned about on VGX.
Yeah.
I love Hello Games. I like the Joe Danger games that they did, but this is it's kind of a dream build, which we will see and find out if it actually delivers on all of its promises. But it's one of those games you can't help but put faith into.
It reminds me of the old pitches I get from Peter Molyneux back in the day, where it's just like this vision of something that is just like so bold and fantastic. You're like, I want to play that. And the demos they show, I mean, when you're going from dinosaurs on the planet up into the stars and back down. I mean, in many ways, it's sort of the game a lot of people, I think, wanted Destiny to be.
Yeah, and it's an exhilarating trailer that they've put together a couple of times here with beautiful music, awesome stuff. But the game that I'm dying to get and play and I'm most excited about is Batman Arkham Knight. I've got a chance to play a little bit of it, already blown away. Rocksteady.
You go back and play it every day, just to remind
I go by the Batmobile every day.
Is it different today?
I take new pictures. I did the making of the Batman Arkham Asylum, so I was there at the beginning when they were very nervous about how they were putting this together, and they were worried about the reception, and they were actually talking to me about how much money Molyneux was getting for Fable, and they wished that they had that kind of money to build the game. And they turned out, to build an incredible franchise, and I think this is going to be a fantastic capper, so I can't wait.
Now, out of all the publishers that are here, probably fewer games than we've seen in past years, more focus. Patrick, was there any publisher that you thought really delivered like an amazing lineup across the board?
I haven't spent that much time with the third-party stuff because part of what I ended up doing was when you watch like these press conferences, you see all these like slate of games that go by in a sort of like this buffet of barrage of games, and then you go out to Sony and Microsoft, and then they're all there and playable, and oftentimes the developers are there as well. I was kind of disappointed by the third-party lineups in general. There really weren't a lot of games. EA promised 6 new games, but I think they really stretched the definition of what 6 new games are at a press conference. It seemed more like early access to EA's upcoming slate.
Right.
So I'm hoping to check out some more of that stuff. Evolve is probably one of the more promising games that I got a chance to check out, and it was nice because you got to play it in exactly the kind of form you're going to play it later this year. And as someone that doesn't play a lot of competitive shooters, the idea that you could be like the monster at the center of it was a really compelling idea.
Everybody talks about Ubisoft, EA, Activision, the big companies, but companies maybe a step or two below that in terms of size or recognition, I think are showing that they're ready to be big players. Bethesda, I didn't see their games, but they're coming off of Wolfenstein, which impressed people a lot more than people had expected. And Battlecry, I've heard from a lot of people who've played that game that say, I'm a TF2 person, and TF2, more with a melee-centric thing, is really fun and satisfying. And we may be seeing with Bethesda, a raising of their average quality of release that means that you pay more attention to each game that's mentioned from Bethesda. Deep Silver wasn't really a player for a long time. They're getting a bigger booth at E3. They're getting more attention. Another Dead Rising. We'll see how it is, but I like that.
Dead Island.
Dead Island.
Yeah.
There was a Dead Rising DLC.
A lot of zombies.
Because there was a Dead Rising like right next door, the PC version of that.
All right, guys, hold that thought. We'll be right back here on the bonus round.